What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know, I'm Tony. I run my own AI automation agency called Automato, and I'm currently traveling the world making money from it. So life is pretty good, and I just want to share some tips with you guys if you want to try and follow this path, or if you are interested in just the video details such as this one. So let's get into it. So today I am going to show you a system that automates proposal creation on Upwork without sounding like ChatGPT. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you a couple of hot bonus tips as well that will help you stand out even more from the crowd. So let's get into it. First, I'm just going to show you it working, all right? And then I'm going to explain what's going on. So here is a bunch of jobs that I have in my Notion workspace that represents a bunch of jobs that are probably quite a good fit for my agency. So let's take this one here. It's just Instagram automation with AI expert. It was posted yesterday. There's a budget in here. There's a URL so you can go check out the actual listing here. And then we have a job description. Now, what I have set this up to do is basically take this description, feed it into a custom OpenAPI GPT assistant that I've made that I'm going to show you. And I just click this button here. It feeds that description in. It has a bunch of data, a bunch of knowledge base information and text files. And then it spits out a custom proposal that sounds like me, that sounds professional, and it gets it done in a minute or so. So all I need to do here is click that I want to create this proposal for me. I'm going to hit this button, and then you're going to see that the status is changing to create proposal. So this is going to take a minute, so just to save you time, I'm going to pause it, and then we'll come back once the AI has fed the data into this column. Okay, so now you can see that the status has changed to ready to review, which is nice, and we've got a proposal right here which has been generated by the AI assistant. So let's dig into it. Actually, we'll jump into the item and we'll compare it against the description to see kind of how on point it is. So we'll just briefly go through this description. Hey, we're seeking an AI and automation expert to develop something for Instagram. Goal is to automate various tasks, lighting, commenting, AI algorithms, setup in Make, Zapier, Axiom, or anything else. A few more details. Analyze the post with OpenAI Vision is a possible requirement. Expert will be responsible for designing, developing, yada, yada, yada. Pretty boilerplate stuff. Relevant skills, automation, tools development, and the Instagram API and AI algorithms and techniques. So let's see what the AI has put out here. Hey, client name, which we're just going to replace. I understand you're seeking an experienced expert to develop an Instagram automation system that leverages AI to enhance interaction through automated liking and commenting. So can you see how spot on it is already? And then precisely my realm of expertise. I have a robust background in AI and automation tools, particularly platforms like Make, which I've instructed the AI to tell it that specifically. Confident in designing. We can look at Google Sheets. I'm pretty sure that was mentioned. Coupled with advanced AI techniques, I ensure the system is adaptable to Instagram's API, scalable, and then a nice question at the end to kind of continue or try to continue the conversation. Can we discuss the initial set of profiles and specific engagement rules that you have in mind for the automated commenting feature? So this is so nice. Best regards, Tony Sian. So maybe you want to change one or two words here, which is usually the case with content generation with AI, but I mean, pretty much this is ready to go. Like you just need to change the client name here and send it off however you want to do that. So as you can see, you've seen it working. Now let me show you how it's built. I'm going to kind of go over to a whimsical diagram now, and I'm going to show you what's going on in the background, and I'm then going to give you the exact GPT prompt that I've used to make this. And the GPT assistant that we're going to look at is super powered with a knowledge base that has access to my resume, so it knows exactly like my skill set, and it also has access to a file which is a bunch of text data that kind of sounds like me. So it's essentially called Tony's tone, right? So the AI is also going to use that to sound like me, but also keeping in mind that I want it to be professional as well, because sometimes I can be quite unprofessional. But there you go. So let's look at the overview of the app right now. Here we go. So here's what's happening, right? We are getting an Upwork job somehow. We are going to pass the job description to this custom GPT assistant that we're going to look at in a second. And then we're going to receive a professional sounding customized proposal. So if we just go back to this first column here, there's plenty of ways to grab an Upwork job. So you can just grab these manually from upwork.com, which is maybe what everyone starts doing. Maybe it's what you continue doing. It's a pretty decent way. They have some pretty good search filters and the like. So that's option one. Option two is you can actually grab from Upwork's RSS feed. Now, if you don't know what an RSS feed is, it's basically just a continually updating feed of job information that you can latch onto and get information out of. And I'm actually going to put the RSS feed URL or the link in the description below as well. So I'm trying to give you as many tools as possible here to build this yourself. So that's one way to do it, and that's the way that I've actually done it. Another way is to use Upwork's API, but it's very difficult to get access. I don't know why. They're very strange at Upwork. If you ask for an API key, they're very sketchy. They don't give you it. So, but if you're successful and you get an API key, like good on you. You can definitely figure out a way to pull the job information via the API. And then the last thing I could think of is basically to build your own scraper, which is essentially to build something that kind of loads the web page and pulls information, stores it somewhere for you to do something that we just did then at the start of this video, which is to basically reference a video and pass the description to the GPT assistant. So if we jump over to column 2, this is kind of like the main meat of the scenario. So this GPT assistant is actually going to be, like I said before, boosted with a knowledge base. Now, a knowledge base is very simply just a bunch of text files. And like I said before, it's just going to have my resume and my tone of voice. So we've briefly discussed Upwork jobs. So let me jump over to the custom GPT assistant now, and we'll take a look. All right, so here is my GPT assistant. It's called Upwork Create Proposal Toni, I think. So it's got a massive prompt, as you can see here, which I will show you over in Notion in a second so that we can read it a bit easier together. It's using GPT-4 Turbo. Probably need to update this now to GPT-4o because it's cheaper. Wasting money here. And then this is the key part. I've given it access to tools. So I've let it be able to search some files, which is essentially going to be the knowledge base here. So if we click on here, we can check out what it's got access to. So it's got access to a text file called Upwork Profile Toni, and it's got access to a text file called Toni Tone. Toni Tone. So we can look at what they look like here. So here is basically, I just went to my Upwork profile and just pulled all the text out. That is my kind of resume, and I've stuck it in here. So every time I call this GPT assistant, it knows exactly my skill set. It knows kind of like my pitch, my tone, employment history, AI automation engineer, automator, all the other stuff I've done over the years with engineering. I've given it a bunch of my skill set, project history. And the great thing is you can just keep adding to this and updating this as you go along. So it's a very nice feature. And then if we jump over to the second one, which is my tone, you can see here, it's just a bunch of phrases. In this instance, I pulled it from my previous company's Slack information. Slack is just a messaging service, right? So this is sort of the way I speak naturally in the day. So, what morning team, back healthy and well. Yeah, it's so tough. So, here, for example, I'm stressing like I kinda. So I'm giving it access to the way that I like to talk. So it is gonna sound like me, and there's been so many times where it's just so spot on. But I did give it a bit of a tweak recently where it was sounding a bit too casual, because my general writing tone is quite casual, right? And you don't want to come across too casual on Upwork, because it's like your first contact point with the potential client, right? So it has access to my tone, but ultimately I said to it, hey, listen, don't use freaking emojis and stuff like that, So this represents its knowledge base, right? And that's pretty much it. If I jump over to Notion, I can give you a better view of the prompt. Again, I'm going to give you this prompt as a text file in the description below. So I'm trying to give you as many tools as possible here. So you can take this and just almost use it as is. You just need to replace things like my name here and some of your skill sets and maybe some of your preferences for how you want it to sound. But here you go. We can briefly go through this. Like, you're highly skilled at creating job proposals for Upwork for somebody named me. Go through this step by step. Your job's to receive an input, which is a JSON string, which is just the details of the job, right? I'm telling it you've got access to these files that I want you to use. I'm giving it very step-by-step clear statements of how I want it to structure the output as well. And I'm giving it examples here that you can see. So hi, and I'm instructing it to specifically like write this hi client name, because I want to be able to come in and replace that later. And I'm asking it to like try to continue the conversation, which is a very good tactic when you're just reaching out as your first contact point with somebody. You want to try and ask a kind of a good question, a leading question that shows that you understand the problem, but that you're wanting to know more about it. So I've trained the AI to do this as well. And this has been really, really successful for us at our agency. Notes at the bottom, please return it in Markdown, only return the proposal, yada, yada, yada. Try to limit your output to a maximum of 200 words and then do your best. I always like to big up and be nice to my AI overlord, because you never know. And also, it's scientifically proven that the more positive reinforcement you give these models, the better they act. So it's all in there. All these touch points and learnings are in that prompt. So take it and use it for yourself. Okay. All right, guys. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope the visuals helped you to understand it. Promised bonus tips, right? Here's some things that I've learned when using Upwork. If you really want the job, then consider also sending a loom with this automated proposal. So send the text with a loom on it. And it's actually a bit less time intensive than you'd think. It's just a couple of minutes. The way that I used to do it is just open up Loom, open up the page of the job description, and then just kind of go through the description and just appear like a human being. That's the main thing here. You want to just appear human, and that you've shown them that you're reading through their job and that you understand it and that you can tackle the problem, basically. And yeah, it's honestly amazing. You might think that you're wasting time there, but it's incredibly valuable. And I've got so many good responses and jobs from using Looms. And another hot tip is to take that proposal that you get, the output from the GPT assistant, and make a nice PDF out of it. So rather than just popping in some pretty basic, boring text like everyone else is doing on Upwork, remember here, you're competing against a bunch of people, especially for the jobs that you really want, right? Oftentimes it's between 20 to 50 applicants. It's pretty mad. So if you really want that, you've got to try and do these things. So Looms and creating a nice PDF. How to do that? There's a load of services you can use. You can use PandaDoc and just create a nice template. It'll take you 20 minutes one time, and then each time you just grab the output of the GPT assistant, feed it into the template, download it, attach that to the proposal. And again, I've specifically asked clients that I've worked with, like, hey, when I sent you a job proposal and I also attached a PDF to it, did that have an effect on you? And let me show you, this is one of the recent ones. Where is it? It's over here, messages. Here we go. So, hey, I was wondering a couple of things. When I sent the initial proposal to you and attached the PDF, did it make an impact? And she said, hi, yes, it made an impact. I read the whole thing through and I'd only been in talks with no one but you throughout this. And this was a job, I think there was between 20 to 50 applicants here. So it really works. Just out of curiosity, this is actually what the PDF looks like. So create an automated workflow. I'm building this using my website. This is a really cool automation that I'm actually going to show in a future video. So if this whole thing has inspired you and intrigued you, be sure to give me a like if you found it valuable, and subscribe and hit the notifications bell, because I'm going to be putting out a how-to on how I'm making these PDFs. There's plenty of ways, but this is a really cool way that I've managed to figure out. And yeah, plenty more content coming soon. So this is what the PDF looks like, and as you can tell, the client freaking loved it. So I think that is all I want to cover today. I hope that was helpful. I've got plenty more videos in the pipeline surrounding this. I'm gonna show you specifically how I pull my Upwork feed data, my Upwork jobs that I'm interested in, into my Notion as well. And I'm going to show you basically how to, grab onto an RSS feed and pull that anywhere. It doesn't have to be Notion, could be a Google Sheet, could be whatever you want. But that's a really great way to just kind of avoid having to actually go on Upwork to look for jobs. You just go to your desired database, your desired platform, and just pick the jobs that you want and then start automatically creating really great professional sounding proposals with the help of AI. All right, guys, hope that was helpful. Any comments, hit me up in the comments section and I'll be sure to respond. All right, peace.